Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Kelvin Wilson from We Do Movies, and I am back with another movie review. This one is for the movie Bright. Now, this is the new Netflix original movie that's starring Will Smith and Joel Edgerton. This movie is directed by David Ayer. And for those who don't know about David Ayer is not only the director of Suicide Squad, but he is also the director of Fury, and he's also the director of End of Watch, which are two of my favorite films from Mr. David Ayer himself. Now, this movie is a blending of different genres. So it's basically what David Ayer does best, kind of the dark and gritty police drama, hard-hitting, two cops on the street, maybe friends, maybe not friends, type of going through the city of LA, the underbelly of it all. And this film also is basically a fantasy movie too, because it deals with fairies and elves and orcs and magic wands. And so basically Will Smith and Joel Edgerton are two police officers. Joel Edgerton is a orc, and they're basically on the streets just doing their job. And they happen to stumble upon this place where there's this gruesome murder, and they find someone still alive with a magic wand. And it becomes a survival of the fittest between the fairies and the orcs, and trying to and not only that, but also the humans who are also trying to get their hands on this magic wand. Now, before this movie even came out, now I know there's some critics who saw the movie before it actually dropped, and before it even dropped, there's a lot of critics that really just kind of went for the jugular on this movie. And they really just clowned this movie. And, I mean, essentially, one critic called it the worst movie of 2017, which is full of BS, because the worst movie of 2017, or I wouldn't say the worst, but one of the worst films to me in 2017 was It Comes at Night. This movie is not the worst movie of 2017. I really thought that Bright was a good movie. Now, that's not saying that there isn't any flaws with this movie. Movies always have a flaw. There's no such thing as a perfect movie. And this movie does have some flaws. They don't really explain much. Of course, they have some writing on the wall, and they may say some stuff here and there, but they never give any full, definition or full synopsis of when did all of these orgs and fairies and this and that, when did all of them and them start connecting with humans and being separate from each other, all this stuff that's the one part I would say that just didn't cut it for me, because I felt like they could have really done some explaining more and more on that one to set up this world. I mean, essentially, and is this the future? Is this 2017's version of LA? Is this in the near future? That's not set up. I mean, everything still looks rather normal and everything like that, but I just felt like they should have done some more explaining with that as well. But really, that was the only kind of problem that I had with the movie. I thought Will Smith and Joel Edgerton did an exceptional job. I thought that Nomi Rapace, I think she was excellent in the movie as well. Jay Hernandez was in the movie as well. And there was a couple of other people that I saw, and I was just like, That's weird. There's some people from Suicide Squad. But, of course, if, David Ayer is probably one of those directors, if he like you, he will put you in there somehow. And I really did appreciate that. I thought the movie, it's really down and dirty, this movie. And there's some moments in the film where you're actually afraid for Will Smith and Joel Edgerton's characters because you don't know if they're going to make it out alive. It really did have that end of watch vibe. It just didn't have the whole, I guess what they call the found footage type of feel to it. It didn't have that, but it really had you kind of on the edge of your seat. And when I saw this, I was just like, this movie is actually really good. And it goes to show you, I think there are some critics who will probably not like this movie. There are some people who probably will not like this movie. But there's people that will like this movie. And I think that there's going to be some people that hate this movie. But I don't think that calling this movie the worst film of 2017 is the right thing to do when this movie was actually really good. And kudos to Netflix for even wanting to put this movie out like this, because this movie could have been in the movie theaters if you think about it. I mean, it's a really good looking down and dirty film, and it could have been in the movie theaters, but they chose to put it on Netflix, and Netflix did a great job. Now, does Netflix always promote the stuff that they do to the extent of what a Hollywood studio would do? Probably not. But I think the more and more they release stuff like this, I think they'll probably get better in that. But I really enjoyed the movie. I thought the movie was good. I thought Will Smith and Joel Edgerton were just awesome. The characters were awesome. It was very suspenseful, very dark, very comedic when it needed to be. It was vintage David Ayer cop movie. And that's what I thought about the movie. You guys tell me what you thought. Hit me up on Facebook at We Do Movies. You can check out all the reviews on We Do Movies Facebook page as well as the YouTube channel as well. And until then, we will see you next time. Peace.